Hello, friends. Welcome to Betkraft, your home of show bet football analysis and predictions. Okay. Yesterday we saw how we fared. We saw our predictions yesterday on the Champions League games. We are actually, very tight and actually very successful. We saw the likes of Atletico Madrid actually defeating Borussia Dortmund on that occasion by 2 goals to 1, and also FC Barcelona, playing out PSG in France, coming out with a good result on that occasion. Okay, and okay, you could remember that our prediction yesterday were that Atletico Madrid will either win that match or draw. Seeing how they run from home, the way they're playing, especially when they're playing from home. All right, and also Barcelona, who saw that they have a recent resurgence in form, and they were able to, pick up the sports against PSG in Parc des Princes on that occasion. Okay. Also, we also saw some of our games that we predicted that were very successful, although there are a few number of them that didn't, live up to expectations. But congratulations to those of us who won. Kudos to us. We did a lot yesterday. We actually did very well yesterday, and today again we have, Europa League games going on, as well as Europa Conference League games that we, arrange and look into how they fared in the very past, and we're able to gather the data to make our verdict for these very games. Okay, and that being said, it is time to ask for subscription for those of you who are yet to subscribe to our videos, and those of you who are coming across our video for the very first time. Please pick out time to just subscribe. Click the subscribe button down there so that you don't miss out on our subsequent predictions, as well as you help us grow in this very channel. Okay, I want to give you a moment to do that. Done that. Okay, thank you so much. Without further ado, let's head to the business of today. And today we are starting with the very first match, which happened to be in Europa League, where we have Benfica, who will be coming up against Olympic Marseille in the Europa League match. And as usual, we'll take a look at how both teams have fared in the previous games, as well as how they fared during their matches in their home and away respectively. And we see that in the past 5 games for the home side, Benfica have managed 3 wins and have had 1 draw as well as 1 loss, while Marcel, on the other hand, in the past 5 games, have seen Marcel just picking 1 win in the past 5 games they've had, and have lost the entire 4 games. And taking a look at how both teams have fared from home and away respectively, we could say that Benfica, playing from home, have managed 3 wins and 2 draws, and Marcel, on the other hand, have seen just 1 win and have had 4 losses while playing from away. But also, we'll see that the last head-to-head meetings for both sides saw Benfica and Marcel playing out a 1-1 draw on that occasion. But in this very encounter, we discovered that in the recent games, both sides have seen both sides scoring a whole lot of goals. We say that in the past 5 for Benfica, have seen 4 out of 5 games seeing an over 2.5, as well as Marcel, 4 out of 5 games that have played. Okay, 3 out of 5 games I've had, also saw an over 2.5. So in this very encounter, our verdict is based on goals, and we expect at least 3 goals, coming up in this very encounter. Our verdict is an over 2.5. That's our verdict for that very game. And that takes us to the next game, also in Europa League, where we have Liverpool, who will be against Atalanta. And as usual, we could see that in the past 5 for Liverpool, have seen them win 3, losing 1, as well as 1 draw. And Atlanta, in the past 5, have seen them also managing 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. And when you look at the head-to-head proceedings for both sides, how both teams have fared from home and away, you could see that the home side, Liverpool, while playing from home in the past 5, have seen them, achieving 4 wins and 1 draw. And the away side, Atlanta, on the other hand, have just managed 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 losses while playing from away. Okay, and we could as well see the head-to-head meeting for both sides. Last time they met was in 2020, and Atlanta, who had the upper hand on that occasion, defeating Liverpool by 2 goals to 1. And we could see that in this very encounter, we also know that Liverpool is a team that is in very, very good form at the moment, and advanced form is not consistent at the moment. So we expect Liverpool, the better sides to win that game outrightly. Home win, that's our verdict for that very game. And that takes us to the very next game, which also happened to be in Europa League, where Bayern Leverkusen will be coming up against West Ham. And as usual, when we look at how both teams have fared, we will see that in the past five, Bayern Leverkusen have been able to win the 5 games they have played so far in the past 5. And their away side, West Ham, have managed just 2 wins, 2 draw, and 1 loss in the past 5 games they've had so far. Looking at how both teams fared from home and away respectively, you can as well see that Bayern Leverkusen also from home, they have won the entire matches they have played from home. And West Ham, on the other hand, from away, have seen just 2 wins and 3 losses while playing from away. Okay, we can recall that the last away game that they played in the Europa League saw them losing out to Freiburg by 1-0. And in this very encounter, you can as well see that the last time both teams met in club friendly, Bayern Leverkusen defeated West Ham by 4-0. And in this very occasion, also we know that Bayern Leverkusen is much more better side, and also coupled with the fact that we know that Jared Bowen for West Ham is actually injured. He's not going to feature in this very encounter. Okay, and we expect, and also for the Leverkusen side, we saw Victor Boniface coming back from injury. That he has played 2 matches and he might be featuring in this very game. So it is a big plus for the home side. So we expect Leverkusen, the home side, to pick up the sports in this very game. It is home win. That's our verdict for that very game. And going to the next game, it is in Europa Conference League, where we have Olympiacos Perouse, who will be coming up against Fenerbahce. And we'll take a look at how both teams have fared. We'll see that in the past 5 for the Olympiacos, they had 3 wins as well as two losses. And their away side, Fenerbahce, have managed 4 wins and 1 loss in the past 5 games of so far. So looking at how both sides have fared from home and away respectively, we'll see that at the home side, Olympiacos in the past 5 have managed just 3 wins and have had 2 losses, while playing from home, and the away side have seen 4 wins and 1 loss while playing from away. That loss coming from their match with Ankara Gucu on the Turkish Cup match. And the last head-to-head saw Olympiacos winning Fenerbahce by 1-0. But something very important in this very game is the goal scoring for both sides. We'll see that for both sides in the past 5 games, Olympiacos have been able to score over 2.5 in all the past 5 games of play so far, and Fenerbahce as well have seen over 2.5 in 4 out of the 5 past away games they've had so far. So in this very encounter, we expect a lot of goals flying, and our verdict is over 2.5. We're going to see at least 3 goals, coming up in this very encounter. That's our verdict, and that takes us to the next game. The next game is in also in Europa Conference League, where we have Aston Villa, who will be coming up against Lyon of France. And as usual, we take a look at how both sides fared from the past 5. We'll see that Aston Villa have had 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. And the away side, Lille, have managed just 2 wins as well as 3 draws in the past 5 games I've had so far. And taking a look at how both teams fared from home and away respectively, we could see that the home side, while playing from home, have managed 3 wins. They've had 1 draw as well as 1 loss while playing from home. And Lille, also playing from away, have seen 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. And in this very encounter, we'll see that both teams also, it's a team that is scoring a lot of goals. Aston Villa, they actually score and concede. So in this very encounter, we expect both sides to score in this very game. It is go match. That's all that is for this very encounter. And that takes us to the last game. It's also in conference game where we have Club Brugge of Belgium, who will be coming up against PAOK Salonika of Greece. And we'll take a look at how both teams fared from the past 5 games. We'll see that the home side, Club Brugge, in the past 5 games have had 3 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. And the away side have had 3 wins, 1 draw, and also 1 loss. Okay, and taking a look at how these 2 teams are fared from home and away respectively, we could see that from home, Club Brugge have had 4 wins, 1 loss, and 4 wins and 1 loss. And also the away side, PAOK Salonika, in the playing from away, have as well seen 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. And we could see that both teams are scoring a lot of goals. And in this very encounter, we expect both sides to score in this very game. Go match. That's what we expect in this very encounter. Okay. That being said, that takes us to the next game of the day, and the next game of the day is okay in Egypt League, where we have Zamalek coming up against the Al Ittihad in Egypt League as well. We could see that for both sides in the past 5 games both sides have played, we see that the home side Zamalek in the past 5 games have seen them achieving okay I've seen them achieving 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. And the away side have had 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss in the past 5 games I've had. And taking a look at how both teams are fared from home and away, respectively, we see that Zamalek have managed 3 wins in the past 5 games from home. They've had 1 loss, which came against Ahly, and also 1 draw against Future FC. And Ahly, on the other hand, have seen 4 wins and 1 loss while playing from away. But we know that looking at the head-to-head proceedings for both sides, we see that Zamalek, in the past 5 meetings with these teams, have managed to win on 3 occasions, and the other 2 being a draw. You know that Zamalek is a very strong side and is the stronger opponent in this very game. So we expect the home side Zamalek to pick up the spoils in this very game. Get his home win. That's our verdict to that very game, and that takes us to the next game. And the next game is also in in Egypt League, where we have ZFC coming up against Ahli of Egypt, and we look at both sides how they fared. We could see that in the past 5, ZFC have managed 4 draws and 1 loss, and their away side Ahli have had 3 wins, 1 draw, as well as 1 loss in the past 5 games they've had so far. And taking a look at how both sides have fared from home and away, respectively, we could see that the home side in the past 5 games played from home, they've had 2 draws, 2 losses, and one win while playing from home turf. And the away side Ahli in the past 5 have had 3 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss while playing from away. Okay, and we see that the last time both teams met saw Ahli defeating this opponent from away by 3-0. Okay, and in this very encounter, we know that Ahli is the powerhouse of Egyptian league, and we expect them to pick up the spoils in this very game. It is our side to win. That's our verdict for this very game, and that takes us to the last game of the day. It is in Indian league, where we have Bengaluru FC, who will be coming up against Mohun Bagan in India League. And as usual, the home side in the past 5 have had just 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. And the away side, Bagan, have seen 4 wins and 1 loss in the past 5 games they've had. And when you look at how they fared from home and away, respectively, to see that the home side playing from home have managed 3 wins. They've as well had 2 draws. But the away side playing from away have seen 4 wins and also 1 draw while playing from away. And we know that Mohun Bagan is the stronger side amongst these 2. And we've seen that in the head-to-head proceeding, have seen them win on 2 occasions, and Bengaluru winning on 1 occasion, and the other 2 being a draw. And we expect the away side, who is actually ranked 2nd in the Indian League, to pick up the spoils in this very game. Away side to win. That's our verdict for this very encounter. And that brings our predictions and tips on Betkraft today to a conclusion. Okay, and I want to wish you the very best of luck, and I hope your ticket goes green as well. And also remember to play safe. Do not put your entire fortune in a bet. It's a football game. It can go either way. Anything can happen and change the outcome of these games. So play responsibly. And on that note, I want to see you tomorrow, and it's time to sign off. But before then, keep winning.